Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm gonna start learning Flutter because I want to create a small little app for my own consumption, and then if I feel that the app is good enough, maybe I'll publish it on the Android store as well. But the basic idea is to create an expense tracker, which I, with my wife, will be using on a daily basis, and on top of that continue to add certain things like reminders and stuff for which I use different kinds of apps in my daily workflow. And the idea is that I feel those apps can be collapsed and merged into one single app, which can be a utility app I will use for different kinds of purpose. So let's get started with building that app. I'll post day wise videos. I don't want to go live because I don't know when I'll be starting and when I'll be finishing. But obviously, yes, the entire journey is going to be recorded. So you will see me reading through the documentation, understanding stuff, making mistakes and things like that. I will not be editing too much unless and until I am just seeing a lot of wastage of time. Okay. And the stack will be, obviously, the mobile app is Flutter and the API will be done in Laravel, a test driven development on Laravel, so that we can communicate between the database and the mobile app. So let's get started. This is the homepage of Flutter. It's a very nicely designed website. Obviously, it's backed by Google, so you can understand that big giants are behind it. I initially did a little bit of development with React Native, but I've recently seen that there is not too much development on React Native. I don't know what is the case. Plus, there is a big bonus when you go with Flutter, which is Flutter comes with its own, UI widgets. Okay. Now, some may say that it means the UI can be opinionated, but that's fine. I don't think for me it is a problem. Being a developer, I don't really want many times to focus on how things will look, but rather I will use whatever is already available. And that's where I think Flutter can be helpful. So, yeah. Okay, so when I click on get started, there is first of all the installation of Flutter. Now, obviously, I knew that it can take time. So, what I have done is I have done my installation, but I'll still go through the process of what I have done so that you don't miss out on things. I have installed Flutter on Windows. I'm using a Windows machine, as you can see. So the first thing which I did was obviously download the zip file. The zip file is a big one, around 400 MB or something like that. So you need to download it and put it somewhere through which you will be accessing the Flutter binary. So basically you have the entire Flutter library downloaded to a place. And what I have done is install it on my SSD, which is on a different drive other than my OS. Okay. You can download this, or you can even do a git clone of this. You should ideally download the stable version, and that should work as well. Okay. Now, once you have downloaded that, let's just say it's inside your users / your username documents. Okay, that's where, let us assume you have downloaded it. Then you need to add the environment variable, or no, not the environment variable. What am I saying? It's the path, the environment path inside Windows. So if you search for env in your start menu, and this is what we have now. You can see I have quite a few things in here, Java home and all those things. What we are interested right now is path inside user variables. And if I go over here, you can see I have Laragon already in here. I have ngrocks, stuff like that. And then I have D drive Flutter bin. This is where all the binaries for my Flutter is available. Can I edit? Okay. And if I open it up, okay, you can see there is the Flutter file, the flutter.bat, dart and dart.bat. Okay, that's where the binaries are, and that's where we will be pointing our bin path so that we can use them through our command line. Okay, so as we said, right, we downloaded the SDK, we updated our path. Now once that is done, ideally, if everything is correct, we should be able to execute this command. So let's see if we can do that. It says where flutter dart. Okay, and we get the output. So this means our path is working properly. If this is not happening for you, stop there and try to debug what is the problem. Ideally, you have done something wrong due to which these output are not coming for you. And this is very much important. If that doesn't work, it will be very difficult. Okay, let's minimize that. Now, we have run Flutter Doctor. Now, these are certain things which I have done and I know because in my organization in Focalworks, my team members have worked on a Flutter app and they told some good things about it, and hence this decision. So I know there is something called Flutter Doctor. Okay, Flutter Doctor is, as the name suggests, it's a doctor which is there to help you. Let me run that command and show you what it does. So it basically checks how your system is configured for Flutter to run. Okay, if it finds some problems in your system, let's just say Flutter Doctor is the doctor and your system is the patient. If the doctor finds some problem in the patient, he will on the command line tell that. But right now, as you can see, everything is fine with my system. So this patient is completely fit. There's no problem. No issues found. It has checked basically whether Flutter is available, Android toolchain, Chrome is there, Android Studio, Visual Studio Code versions and stuff. Everything it has checked. Okay. Let's move along. Now, if you have not done it for the first time, if you are doing it for the first time, you may have to accept certain agreements and stuff. So as you can see, I'll show you a little bit somewhere it was there. Let me just see where is the agreement stuff. Flutter update, that's not the one. I think it's on this URL. Where is it? SDK releases. I saw that command somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is right now. Okay. It was there in the command line. So maybe I'll try to post that image on Twitter for you to see. Okay, but what is going to happen is, see, I'll show you how I fix that problem. So it was initially saying that there are certain issues with the installation. What I did was I went to SDK manager, and in here SDK tools, and this was not installed for me previously. Okay, the Android SDK command line tools. So I installed it, and then when I ran Flutter Doctor, the doctor said everything was fine. Okay. Now this is certain things about Flutter sending information to Google Analytics. I don't really care. They can send it. That's fine. That's for the overall improvement. So no problems there. Install Android Studio. Now Android Studio is required because it will help you with the SDK manager. So you have SDK manager, AVD manager. For these kind of things, you will require Android Studio. SDK manager is to download the different SDKs which we have. Okay, and AVD is for virtual devices that we will create. So we will create a virtual mobile phone on our Windows machine so that we can use that to do the development. Okay. If you by any chance want to, how do you say, connect your actual Android device to the machine and run your app on that, you're free to do that. You will need the Google USB driver and certain additional stuff to do that. But yeah, I'm not going to do that initially. We can see later on what happens. Okay. Now, let's create an Android emulator. So what I will do is we need that virtual device so that we can start the development. So I'll go over here. I'll do create virtual device. Let's see, a 5-inch Pixel 2 42 420 DPI. Yeah, I think this is fine for me. Um, so yeah, this is there. What is the image? This is hardware profiles. No, new hardware profile. RAM. Okay. New device, phone, tablet, screen size, RAM. I don't really care. Let it be. Do next. API 30, which is Android 11. That's fine. That's my device as well. System image must be selected. What happened? System image must be selected. What is the problem? Download. And I thought I had downloaded this. I don't know what happened. Let me see. If it takes time, I will cut the video a little bit and then come back. Okay, it looks like it's a 1.1 GB download. So obviously this is going to take time. So I'm going to stop this, and once it is done, I will come back. Okay, so it took some time, but finally it's done. I have the Android 11 image with me. So ideally now I should be able to create that device. Yes, it's here. Click on finish. And now I think I just need to launch the emulator. Wow, and we have a new phone. Will it show something or not? Okay, let it do its thing while we move ahead and see what are the next steps. Okay, this is coming, which means the phone is starting and we are in good shape. Oh, I didn't pay attention to whether I did a hardware GLES 2.0 or not. Let's see. Edit. Is there anything over here? Maybe I'll just stop this. How do I stop this? Finish. Stop. Okay. I have stopped. The emulator has terminated. Terminated. That's a little weird. Anyways, let's see. Performance. These things are not getting changed. Why? Let me create a new device and see. Okay. It's okay. Inside advanced. This is RAM. 2 GB should be fine. I don't care. Camera emulated. That's fine. Virtual emulated performance. Cold boot start as from a power up. Quick start from the state where it was saved, right? Quick boot is fine, but what does it say? Select one or more systems and add version. Okay. Let me see if an other version of image will give me something different. So for example, if I use this, okay, and do next, right, this is giving me GLES, which means I think the only difference which I can see is the one where it had a Play Store. it was not allowing me the hardware profile stuff. Whereas in here, it does. So, why don't we use that? I think that should be better. And that is the reason it downloaded the image, because I was also thinking about the fact that I already had an image. So then why should I, download it again? But okay, so that's fine. This is 6-inch Pixel 3a, which is a better option. I will start this and let's move ahead. And x86, we have done this. Finish, run in the toolbar, emulator starts and displays canvas. That's all fine. Right, this is where the license things come. So Flutter Doctor Android licenses. Let me just paste that. Control V didn't work. I always have hard time with the Windows console. I haven't set up my Mac yet with everything, so I'm giving it a little bit of time. Okay, Android licenses, all SDK accepted, yes. And so if you haven't done this, right, at this point it will continue to ask you whether you want to agree or not, and obviously you'll have to agree to things. It will, you'll on the command line, you'll have to press Y and then hit enter, and it will basically make you agree to all the licenses. Okay, that's done. Review the terms and conditions. Okay, that's fine. And once you're done with the licenses, run this and confirm that you are ready to use Flutter. So yes, we are ready to use Flutter. Windows setup. Beta 32 and dev, this area covers Windows desktop support. I'm not going to do desktop development as of now, so we can skip this. Additional Windows requirement for desktop development, you will need the following additional Flutter SDK. Visual Studio 2019, which is different from Visual Studio Code. Yes. Windows 32, I will need the C++ dev environment. That's also something which we don't need to install right now because we are not going to do desktop development. Web setup. Flutter has support for building web applications in the stable channel. Any app created in Flutter 2 automatically builds for the web. So we are clear on the web. That's fine. So now let's click on setup and editor and see what's the case. Android Studio and IntelliJ, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my Visual Studio Code, which I already have. VS Code, view, command palette. Okay, let me create a new window. Okay, what is this? SQL Server? No, not right now. Required. View, command palette, extensions, install. Okay, and select Flutter. Type Flutter. So that's about it, right? So I'll need to go over here, search for Flutter. What do we have? 3.6 million download. I'm sure this is the one. Validate your setup. Okay. Right. Let me do that. Okay. Took quite a lot of time. I mean, what is it doing? Let me see if I can see something in the output. Maybe, maybe not. Still doing some installation. I hope my internet is working. Let's do a ping. Google.com. Yes, internet is working. That's fine. Seems to be a pretty big extension because it took a lot of time. But finally we are here. So I'm happy about that. And where do we go now? Flutter Doctor, I think we have already done this. So I don't know if it will change anything, but still let's run and see if there is anything different this time. No, I don't see any difference. So that's fine. The only thing is connected device that says 3 available, which is fine because our device is ready. But yeah, test drive. What is test drive? This page describes how to create a new Flutter app from templates, run it. experience hot reload. Okay. So command palette, view command palette, Flutter new type Flutter. Okay. Which means what they're trying to say is do Flutter new project. Okay. Would you recommend, we would like you to use recommended thing, Dart extension. Yes, I do need that. You can go ahead and install it. Recommended setting where written to Dart section of your global settings file. Okay, let me see. Let me search for Dart file format on save. That's fine. Format on type, rules, those things are fine. Just let's go ahead with it. New project. What do we do? Let's read up. Select application, create or select the parent directory for project folder, enter a project name such as my apps and hit enter. Wait for the project creation to complete and the main dot file appears. Okay. Flutter, new project application. Where do we go? I'll go to this and I'll create maybe Flutter projects, learning Flutter. Oops. Not learning Flutter, expense tracker. I think we can directly start with that and select a folder to create the project in. So this is fine. Expense tracker. What did it do? Okay. I think it created a folder inside one more folder. I don't know. Let's see. Now it is doing Flutter create template app override running. Okay. Hold on to it while I do something in here. Reveal in Explorer. Let me see. Oh, yes, I was right. So Flutter projects, inside that I have expense tracker, and that inside that I have one more expense tracker, but that's fine. I can get rid of that folder. I don't see that as a problem right now. Okay, now what? What is the next step? Wait for the creation to complete and the main dart file to appear. Okay, let's see what is the main dart. Okay, we have imports void main class my app extends stateless widget. Okay, this is the time for your application. Try running your application with Flutter run. You will see the application has a blue toolbar. Then without quitting the app, try changing the primary swatch below to colors dot green. Okay, let's see. Let's follow the documentation. When creating this, some Flutter ID plugins ask for a company domain. Okay, this is fine. We were not asked for it. If VS Code was running during the initial Flutter setup, you may need to restart it. That's fine. The code of your app, this is in this, fine, that we saw. For a high level description of each code block, see the comments on the top. Yes, it is well documented, I would say. We can easily read through stuff and see what basically is happening, but right now I'll try and follow the documentation. Look at the VS Code status bar. Okay. Yes, I have this and I can see that it detected my device. Right. This is nice. This is really nice because I didn't do anything and it was able to detect that. Okay. Select a device from the device selector. That's fine. We already have one. Open. So if no device is available and you want to use a device simulator, click this. Okay, I don't have that. Invoke run start debugging or press F5. Okay, let's just see if something is coming up. I just pressed F5 on my keyboard. Something is definitely happening over here. Let me see. Nothing changed over here, but it says running Gradle task, assemble, debug. From my experience with React Native, I think what it is doing is it is creating the first SDK. Yes, it says launching, this, right? Launching lib main dart on SDK G phone something something, right? So I think it is creating the initial APK and it will install it on this virtual device. So let's just wait for it. Okay, so finally our app is here. As the document said, it is through a blue header on top. If I click on this button, the counter goes up. I'm just hoping that every time it is not going to take that much time. This is the first time it did that. Okay. It did say clicked, right? So let us try and do that. Where is it? Theme data, Flutter demo homepage. This is my homepage title, which means this. So why don't we do my expense tracker, something like this, and use state. I have the counter. Let me slow it down. Am I zoomed out? I mean, zoomed in, sorry. No, I think this is fine. Okay, what are the functions over here? So I have material app. This is my build. Okay, this is one @override. Then I have my home page. Okay. Extend stateful widget. I have this title. How did it get this title? Okay. Maybe that's where it is coming from. I'm only guessing right now. I don't know. But then we have int counter, one more. Okay. And we have one more build. That's a little strange. Scaffold, child column, a lot of things are happening over here, but you have pushed the button this many times. Okay. And they're saying we do click. And if I save, hot reloading. Okay. So it did maintain the state. It's still on 2, which is a good thing because specifically in forms, right? If you are in a state where certain things are happening based on certain selections, it is going to save a lot of time. And one more thing which I would like to try out is actually see how much time it takes for the hot reload thing to update on the app. I'll be really excited to see that. Wow, this was quite fast. I mean, almost instantly it updated, right? So I think the development is going to be very smooth. I'm going to love this. Save all your changes is this, which is Control F5. Okay, let me see. Add Control F5. Okay, I haven't saved. So anyways, I think this is just a hot reload. And if you save, anyways, it is keeping a watch. So doesn't really make sense, but that's fine. Profile or release runs. Do not test the performance of your app with debug and hot reload enabled. Obviously, yes. So far, we have been running the app in debug mode. Debug mode trades performance for developer, right? That's fine. It's not expected to see slow performance and janky animation in debug mode. Okay, fine. Once you are ready to analyze performance or release your app, you will want to use Flutter's profile or release build modes. Okay, so we will see that later on. But yeah, I think for now this is fine. We have literally installed Flutter on our machine. We configured everything, including, the environment or the path, the environment variables, our VS Code, the configuration. We even created our own Android virtual device and we connected it. I mean, it automatically connected. So yeah, the development experience is generally quite smooth. We made certain kind of changes and we saw that it is instantly getting updated. So yes, basic stuff done. I'm pretty excited to build my expense tracker. I hope you followed the video and you are quite excited as well. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos on me learning Flutter and while learning creating the expense tracker.